Portland be the 18th team in Major League Soccer?
It's the city of Portland's championship.
It is great to be home.
Sports Sunday with Orlando Sanchez.
And that'll do it. The Oregon Ducks come into Columbus and shock the college football world.
You saw that coming, right, Art?
Oh, yeah, right.
The Oregon Ducks finally break through. Mario Cristobal's crew grabs what could be one of the biggest wins in program history. Plus, the Beavers get a much-needed win of their own. If you didn't stay up late last night, how they held on against Hawaii. One down, hopefully a lot more to go for Seahawks fans. What went right in Indy this morning? And from Tokyo to Corvallis, I catch up with Olympic gold medalist Jade Carey as she starts her college career. What is good, everyone? Welcome to Sports Sunday. My name is Orlando alongside Art Edwards. How we doing, man?
Man, I'm feeling good.
It's just a little bit better in primetime, right?
Yes, it is.
Ooh, this feels good. We got to start with those Oregon Ducks, making a statement. The biggest regular season win in years. A signature victory in the Mario Cristobal era. A massive W for the entire Pac-12 conference, upsetting third-ranked Ohio State 35-28. The win so impressive, Oregon has vaulted to fourth in the polls. What a performance from the offense and coordinator Joe Moorhead. The star of the show, that would be running back C.J. Verdell. Put some respect on the man's name. He chalked up 195 all-purpose yards, 161 on the ground. He scored the Ducks' first 3 touchdowns, including this 77-yard TD. Art, your thoughts on the man?
Well, he was just tremendous. We knew he had it in him. The offensive line came through for him.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Oh, yeah.
And when he breaks through, it is on.
It's done.
Oregon never trailed. They couldn't keep Oregon's balanced attack off the scoreboard. Quarterback Anthony Brown Jr., he was solid. He kept the Buckeyes guessing. 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. More importantly, no interceptions. Art?
Yeah, that's the biggest deal. There were no turnovers in the game for him. I was worried as to whether or not he could generate enough. He did fine.
His decision-making on point.
Oh, yeah.
And the Ducks playing without a couple of key players. Defensive end Kayvon Thibodeau, linebacker Justin Flo out with injuries. The Buckeyes reeled off more than 600 yards of offense, but Oregon made stops when it mattered most. Ohio State just 2 for 5 on 4th down. That was huge. Yeah. And there's Verone McKinley. Pivotal moment in the 4th quarter there, putting the game on ice with the interception.
We expected, and I kept having dreams about getting this game-winning pick or something. I kept having it, and it just kept popping up in my mind.
You put so much work into a program, so much of your time, your effort, just to see it unfold, it's everything.
All right, Art, how big of a deal is this win, man?
Oh, man, this is huge because they hadn't been able to come through against a Big Ten school or an SEC school. Those teams that would just kind of bully them.
Yeah.
But Oregon, they were the bullies.
You're now in the national conversation when you move
absolutely.
all the way up to 4th.
Yes. Yeah. If this was late in the season and they did this, they would be in the playoff.
A lot of talk right now about, was this the biggest regular season game in program history?
Yeah. It's hard to say. I mean, for me, probably so. I was at the Michigan State game at Autzen Stadium in about 2014. Mm-hmm. That was big. Michigan State was highly ranked, probably a top 10 team. Some of the others that people talk about, maybe some of the others are bigger, but I'm liking this one.
Yeah, biggest non-conference regular season game. That's probably fair to say, right? So. And the potential to move up nationally. Now you have a path to compete for a national championship.
Yes, you do, which they haven't had in the past always.
All right, Art. Oregon State picked up its first win of the season against Hawaii, but the big news is that they looked like they found a quarterback to spark the offense.
Yeah, that's right. Chance Nolan, he was the man. He found out on Thursday he would start. He had a day at Reser Stadium, threw for over 300 yards, said it was his first 300-yard game since his junior college days. Also did some work on the ground. He ran around a lot. Beavers beat Hawaii 45-27. After the game, Nolan gave a lot of credit to his teammates.
I think our O-line did a great job just giving me time to throw the ball all night. Our wideouts did a great job at running their routes and getting open, making plays, making tough catches all night. So I think offensively it was just good as a whole.
Hey, the Beavers, they play Idaho next, so you know what? They're probably going to start 2-1.
All right, you're one step closer to that bowl game.
Well, they need 6.
Yeah.
All right.
So here we go. Take care of business.
That's right.
All right. Well, the last time Portland State went to Pullman, the Vikings scored an upset. You remember that, producer Craig?
Yeah.
Well, they kept it close early. Davis Alexander in for 6. PSU ties it up.
Woo.
But the Cougs quickly respond with a touchdown of their own, courtesy of Jaden DeLaura. Never looked back. Washington State wins 44-24. Next up for Portland State, home opener against Western Oregon. You got to like what PSU is doing, though, right?
Well, they look pretty good. I mean, their offense could score some points.
Yeah. Let's see it get going now.
That's right.
Let's switch to the NFL, Art. Russell Wilson, tired of getting hit. A new offensive coordinator in Shane Waldron. Contract holdouts. No preseason snaps for the starters. Something's got to give. There were lots of unknowns heading into the Seahawks season opener. Well, they aced their first test at Indianapolis. Waldron's offense did not disappoint. Wilson was efficient, to say the least, throwing darts and bombs, including a couple of highlight-worthy grabs for Tyler Lockett, who finished with 100 yards receiving. Wilson threw 4 touchdowns, 18 of 23, 254 yards, just like old times.
Yeah.
They kept the Colts on their heels, mixing the rushing attack. It was 21-10 at half. The defense locked it down the rest of the way, keeping Carson Wentz and company out of the end zone. Seahawks win 28-16 to open the season 1-0. Game ball goes to the man from Oregon, LaSalle High School's Shane Waldron.
Yeah.
The day to me really goes to Shane. I think his first time out and a chance to show it, and I'm really, really proud of what he was able to do, because he went for it the whole time.
He's got a great understanding of the game. He's so knowledgeable. I told you guys earlier in the week, he's like the wizard, you know. So he's, you know, I have a lot of control too at the same time. So we're all working together. It's a beautiful thing.
As predicted, they were expected
Yes.
to win this game.
Well, they were. You know what? I didn't know really what to expect, though, because we saw so little of them in the preseason. Good start.
All right, well, it's time to take a trip around the NFL. We'll look at some of the best games of the day. Let's start in the nation's capital, where the Washington football team played host to Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Good start for the Chargers. Herbert picked up where he left off last season. Short TD pass in the fourth quarter to put Los Angeles on top. Chargers win 20-16. Herbert finished the game 337 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Keenan Allen had 100 on the day.
Nice start. Hey, we're going to head to Orchard Park, New York, for the Bills and the Steelers. This one of the surprises of the day. The Steelers came up big on specials team. Here it is. Ulysses Gilbert. He returned the block punt. 9 yards, he rumbles it in for the score. That extended the Steelers' lead at that point. Pittsburgh's new look offense, yeah, you know what? It really kind of struggled, but they still were able to get the Bills 23-16.
Hey, it's all about the defense, man.
That's right.
All right, we make the move from upstate New York to Kansas City, Missouri. The Browns visiting the Chiefs. This was a wild game. Patrick Mahomes busting loose in the fourth quarter. 75-yard touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Looked like it was right out of a video game. They scored twice in the fourth quarter. They take it 33-29, and they come from behind win over the Browns. That one stings.
All
Cleveland,
those
right?
Browns, yeah.
Over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns for Mahomes. Tyreek Hill, his main target. All right, we need to talk fantasy football for a minute. Host of the Locked On Fantasy Football podcast, NFL and fantasy football writer for Sporting News, Vinny Iyer. Let's get down to business. Our heroes and zeros.
You got to start with the Packers losing your Week 1 matchup, certainly with Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers. What a dud performance there in Jacksonville against New Orleans. Same game, Jameis Winston. What a pleasant surprise replacing Drew Brees in that first game.
Any guys you're already looking to drop?
Yeah, I think you have to look at the Texans' backfield. If they're not named Mark Ingram, who knew he was going to be leading rusher for the Texans? So Mark Ingram, a guy that you're looking to pick up. I won't get too hasty dropping people left and right here, but Raheem Mostert looks like with that knee injury for the 49ers, he's going to be out for a while. So that creates an opportunity for Eli Mitchell, their 6th-round pick. We thought it was going to be Trey Sermon, their 3rd-round pick, but he was inactive for the game. So Eli Mitchell comes in, NFL debut, gets over 100 yards immediately. So Whoever's the hot hand in the 49ers backfield touching the ball, that's where you want to go to. Unfortunately, it's no longer Raheem Mostert.
Vinny Iyer, host of the Locked On Fantasy Football podcast. He's also NFL and fantasy football writer for Sporting News. Vinny, thank you so much for joining us here on Sports Sunday. I saw you taking notes there, Art.
Yes.
More Sports Sunday still to come. The Portland Thorns put up another impressive win, the big milestone they hit in the Carolinas. Plus, watch this pass from Central High School. Dominic Costanen. That wasn't your play of the week, though.
What?
I got more on the other side. Oh, I love that music.
Yes, I do.
Your Friday Night Flights play of the week takes us to Canis. Miles Williams, say hello to the world. That is just the over-the-shoulder catch on the pass from Blake Baker. 65 yards to pay dirt. Williams had himself a heck of a night as Clackamas edges Canis 38-30. You were there for that game, Art.
It was awesome.
Nicely done. And that wasn't the only great play Friday night. If you missed any of it, we know mistakes happen. We won't hold it against you. Make up for it. Head to KGW.com or the KGW YouTube page. We've got the full show plus extended highlights from each game. You can even watch 10 to 15 minutes of game film from Sky 8. People are loving that option so far. So head online and check it out. While you're there, cast your vote for Week 3's Game of the Week. We've got your great choices here, 4 of them to be exact. A PIL battle as the McDaniel Mountain Lions go hunting for the Grant Generals. The Kelso Highlanders come south to battle Centennial in Gresham. Westview's on a tear right now. They visit the Century Jaguars, and 2 teams looking for their first dub. LaSalle visits Park Rose. Head to KGW.com/GOW to vote. Vote early, vote often.
I like that.
But do it after the show, please, or while you're watching.
Yeah.
The Portland Thorns, they continue their life on top of the NWSL on the road against the North Carolina Courage today.
Yeah, Christine Sinclair, she played a perfect ball to Sophia Smith in the 57th minute. And the Thorns, hey, that was nice. They were on the board. Smith's team as the team leading 6th goal of the season right there. Portland beats North Carolina 1-0. The Thorns' 10th clean sheet of the year and their first win in Carolina.
The more you know. Keep doing work, ladies. The Seattle Mariners had a rough weekend, losing 2 out of 3 to Arizona. The season and their playoffs on the line over the next 3 days. The M's are 3 games out of the wild card spot with the Red Sox coming to town. Boston in the 2nd wild card spot right now. If Seattle wants to end a 19-year playoff drought, here we go.
Man.
It starts right now.
Yes, it does. Hey, former Portland Trailblazers head coach Rick Adelman enshrined in the Basketball Hall of Fame this weekend. Adelman, he started his coaching career at Chemeketa Community College in Salem. Then he coached with the Blazers from 83 to 94 as both an assistant and the head coach.
Gave a lot of props to the fans here in Portland, by the way. Olympic gold medalist Jade Carey on campus in Corvallis to start her college gymnastics career at Oregon State. Next, she talks about winning gold in Tokyo and being an OSU Beaver. Let's go.
Oh-2 pitch.
He struck him out! An immaculate inning. It has marched to 3,000. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 Ks.
And man, that is perfection by the Dodgers pitcher Max Scherzer. It was in the 2nd inning against the Padres. 3 batters, 9 pitches, all strikes, and 3 outs. They call it an immaculate inning. He also happened to reach 3,000 strikeouts for his career in this game. It's your Toyota Sunday Sizzle.
He wasn't messing around.
No, he was not.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest, Jade Carey. A journey filled with determination and resiliency. Carey is an Olympic gold medalist and an Oregon State Beaver.
I'm so excited that I'm finally here. I feel like I've been waiting for forever.
What a trip. An inspiration. An Olympic gold medalist and first pitch expert.
We got to start with that first pitch.
Jade Carey has made it to Corvallis.
Ever since I stepped on this campus, I just knew that it was going to be the place for me.
Committed to Oregon State in 2017, Carrie deferred her enrollment for the Olympic Games in Tokyo, where she experienced the highs and lows of competition in front of the world. She was a favorite on the vault, but a mistake on her first attempt took her out of contention, finishing last.
Really felt like the worst day of my life, but I kind of just had to push it to the side and not really think about it because I knew that I still had one more chance. And even my dad said the morning of floor, like, yesterday may have felt like the worst day of your life, but we could make today the best. So I kind of just kept thinking about that over and over again, like we could really make today the best day ever, and we did.
What a comeback. A gold medal performance on the floor.
I think it was one of the best floor routines I've ever done in my life, so I knew that I gave it everything I had.
Sharing that joy with her father by her side as coach.
That meant everything to me to be able to have him out there with me. We've been through so much together, and it's been a really long journey and a really long process, so for it to all pay off and do it together was really awesome.
What did you learn about yourself that maybe you didn't know?
I was able to prove to myself and everyone how strong of a person I am.
Inside the new 20,000-foot Oregon State practice facility, her name already among Beavers greats. The program's first Olympic gold medalist. After years of planning, she's ready for this chapter in her life.
Just living the college life, I'm feeling a little bit more normal. But I'm also really excited to compete for Oregon State and represent this school and be a part of a team.
Thank you so much for allowing me to do the interview, Jade. That was awesome. The gymnastics season begins in January. Carrie didn't rule out the possibility of the 2024 Olympics. She's set to join Simone Biles and an all-star team of gymnasts on the Gold Over America Tour later this month.
Hey, the man who earned the pole position at the Grand Prix of Portland came up big on race day today. Alex Pello recovered from a first lap near disaster at Portland International Raceway. He fell all the way to 16th to earn the win. It's his third win of the season, puts him right back on top of the IndyCar points race. This was the first time that Pello had ever raced at Portland International Raceway.
It's a day we'll never forget, and on the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, the Warner Pacific University women's basketball team honored the first responders who lost their lives by running 110 flights of stairs on campus. It's a tradition they've done for the past few years. Portland Fire and Rescue made it out, sharing their thoughts as well. Firefighters also took over the court at Warner Pacific for the annual Bill Humbert Memorial Basketball Tournament to raise money for charity and pay tribute to a fallen brother. We'll be right back. Your video of the day takes us to Ireland, the All-Ireland Cricket Cup. Oh, this just isn't fair, Art.
Wait for it. There it is.
What's happening? An extra defender on the field? The dog steals the ball. Oh. We got pure chaos, kind of like how we do this show, man.
Exactly.
Nicely done. Good night, everyone.